Hey everyone, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Today we're going to be talking about out-of-the-box thinking, and this is how we build items on a timber shelf. As you can see behind me, that is what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So we do have some different shelves. As you can see, we have the heavy-duty shelf, we have the timber shelf, and we have the shelf panel. Now the funny thing is that the only shelf that is actually usable as a shelf is the one right here, the heavy duty one, which you can see has perfect surfaces, so everything is following it perfectly. That means if I want to build anything on that, that is possible. I can just simply take this, scale this down when it's necessary, and there you go. That is placed on the shelf. We can also do this with the planetary globe, and we can just place it on the shelf as well. Now the problem is that if I want to do the same thing on this shelf right here, that is not possible. This shelf is like one big cube, there is no compartments in it. So I'm not sure why Hello Games decided not to give us that collision free here as well. We don't have that position where we can place things on the shelf. So this means we're kind of stuck with this empty place, empty shelf. And what I'm going to show you today is how you can still place items on the shelves right here. So I'm going to focus on the timber shelf in this guide here. You can do this with the shelf panel as well, but it's going to take a lot of work and fiddling around. So let us delete these walls right here and let us just put some floors out so we have a little bit of extra surface to work with. Now we're going to go back to our shelf and we're going to place our timber shelf right here and then center it on this location. Now we want to be halfway on the floor before we're going to do that. Now if you want to use larger or smaller shelves, it is possible to just scale them up or scale them down, but that's up to you. So I'm going to scale them up right here and I'm going to make them about the height of the wall. I'm going to place one here so that there's always one reference point. If I make a mistake, I can just take it, duplicate it and place it back. So it's not, I don't have to scale it up and down all the time. So we're going to place that shelf right here now. We're going to place it in here so it sticks out just a little bit out of the wall. And let's just place another one next to it. Okay, now with these shelves sticking out through the wall just slightly, we can now use them as a reference point where we're going to build our items that are going to be on the shelves. So we're going to use these shelf heights as a reference point. So if I, for example, let's say I want to put a gas canister, we can use free placement. As you can see, free placement is an option here on your menu. You can toggle free placement, and that's going to make your building part green stated, which you can then build wherever you want to. Now we're going to rotate it a bit so it's looking like this in this direction. And what we're going to be doing now, we're going to make sure that it's hitting the shelf like here. You can see just right here on the edge. So I'm going to rotate it a bit. I'm going to place it on the shelf here like that. And we can do this with another one as well. Just place it next to it. Now, as you can see, it's probably sticking out of the wall a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. It's not that bad. If you want, you can move the shelves just a little bit more forward so that the building parts you place against it are going to be a little bit forward as well. We can, of course, build other parts as well. Let's say, for example, this antimatter orb. We can just place it here again. Just go to free placement so it's green states, and we place it and just make sure it hits that bottom edge. Now, of course, this pin is sticking out a little bit to the top edge, so I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Now, what else could we put on here? We could, for example, take the robotic arm. We just rotate it, lay it on the shelf again, scale it down a little bit so it doesn't look too bulky. Just make sure it hits that edge. We can do other things as well. What could be put? We could try the cooking pans, but as you can see, the cooking pans don't work because they are following the surface. So let's take these plates here. Just make sure they are nicely located. And then we can do some pots here as well. You can, of course, scale these up and down to make them different. Let's say I want to have one here, and then I want to have a larger one here, and I want to have a smaller one here. Alright, I think you get the point. Now that we have placed these items on the right height, we can now delete these shelves we used as the guidelines. And we can now duplicate this one right here, and we're going to slide it underneath our building parts we just placed. So we'll have to probably go a little bit lower, and so with that we don't have that collision against the building parts. We just slide them underneath. Now make sure that you're inside the wall. place the other one there as well, like that. And now we can put our walls back, and there we go. Now we have some nice selection of items on the shelves without having too much hassle of where to put them. And that's how you place items on a shelf. So thank you so much, everyone. I think this is all I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative to you and helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any more information or questions. We try to answer them. And of course, don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Once again, thank you so much for watching. This was Beeblebum. Goodbye for now.